Hey there, this is Kyle and Travis with BeyondBipolarBlog.com. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. As some of you may have seen, my brother posted a video already describing his health. From the onset, I feel like his health has not been that great, and it's usually after every holiday. I don't know whether if he trained his mind to think that holidays are bad. I don't know if it's really the people involved, because he goes to their house and he seems fine. It's just the holidays he just hates and can't stand. But anyway, a lot of it relates to his sensory issues, and it's kind of an interesting topic because I thought that was a really weird symbolism or diagnosis or symptom for bipolar, because usually that's not really a bipolar thing. Usually sensory overload happens with people that are autistic, or even though it's now defunct, on the Asperger's level. But anyway, I'll kick it off to Travis. He can describe how he's been doing. He hasn't been doing that great. It's already been Easter, and he'll describe what's going on. So I want to talk about a few things. One is the sensory overload, and another, which may tie with it theoretically, is maybe the associations that I've learned to train myself to, whether it's good or bad. I just want to talk about both. But generally speaking, this last Easter, which was yesterday, was extreme, or not yesterday, the day before was just horrendous on me. I was not getting proper sleep. My eyes were really dry. I was having issues with light sensitivity, like right now. I mean, it's not so bad, but it was a lot worse on Easter. And the sensory issues with music, the dogs barking, sound, people talking, sound in general was just really ear piercing. And it just made things difficult. So basically the last maybe month or so, I have become increasingly more lethargic, and I don't know if it's related to my mood, but I do know for a fact back in 2009 and 2012, where I was experiencing this sensory overload. It hasn't been that bad, this bad since then. So I'm beginning to think that there maybe is a relationship to the sensory overload, the sensory processing issues with my mental health, lack of sleep, the holidays. Generally speaking, when I was on Latuda, I never had these issues, especially when I got decent sleep. But unlike with Caplita, I've had no issues with having these very panic-like SI or suicidal ideations. It was really, really uncomfortable. And yes, at the time I did want to feel like I wanted to commit suicide. So it was that very, very problematic. You and I had a really big argument. Probably when I just finished the music video, I told him I got really annoyed because him and I have a really different value system or a scheme system how we work. I tend to work really long and a lot harder, but it takes me a really long ass time. Travis just likes to get it done really, really quick. Some days he's not always motivated to do everything, so we had a really big argument, and I don't know if that really curtailed it. That was probably on Saturday, the day before Easter. Today's Tuesday, and we're going to a movie right now, but I don't know if that related to it or no. So I kind of have an idea on why it progressed into something like this. Well, we're talking to a girl too. When it comes to an association, there's several things that happen at many events, which is my association with a girl, so that's relationships, my association with how I use my tablet, my association with the environment I was in, and all these other associations that I've somehow believed that maybe contributed to the fact that the problem I'm having now. The first thing was that when I was at mom's, because I had to watch a cat like for 7 or 8 days, I was having a hard time. So I've learned to train my mind to play like a YouTube documentary on the cosmos, since I really like it and I find it relaxing. But I'm beginning to think I've overused it. So every time that I hear a soothing voice or something like that, it may be tiring me out. I also believe that I have also tried to listen to music at night. So when I'm a very big in composing music, producing music, singing, songwriting, rapping, and
I'm having a very, very hard time getting used to doing that because it always just wears me out, or the sensory issues pick up. Or also another situation I believe that happened was maybe the fact that I've been doing this at night, it's affecting my ability to have concentration during the day. So I feel like that association to my night routine and my day routine conflicts. So there's definitely maybe some issue with sensory, since you are slowing your mind and body down through the stimulus, and maybe that's what's contributing to my sensory issues, especially the eyes, because I'm having a lot of issues with bright lights, the computers, generally speaking, and it makes life very, very tough. So I'm beginning to think that is part of it. Another thing I believe is the relationship, because I did talk about this girl I was talking to. I believe that you should try to maintain cordial friendships with people that you care about. To an extent, I do care about this girl, but at the same time, I'm having a lot of issues regarding the way how things were going. She was constantly calling me at like 4 or 5 in the morning, which does disrupt my sleep anyway. And I know sleep in general is required to have a decent ability to deal with the sensory overload that I've had in the past. But I don't know, by totally ghosting her or blocking her, maybe it contributed to being worse. Maybe subconsciously it's causing me to panic a bit or lose motivation.
But you
or
recently
mood.
blocked her, though. That didn't happen 4 weeks ago.
But you have to realize that all you also was kind of dealing with the fact she'd also constantly tell me that she wants to commit suicide or she hates her job. A lot of negative things, and I already deal with my own mental health issues. And
do you feel like you project in that you don't want to be in her position and it makes you unstable? Or
well,
I do know
Nancy's is tired of and probably understands the reason on why I haven't held a relationship, because I have a tendency to add and defriend, and she got to the point where she didn't want to add me anymore because I already defriended her 5 or 6 times.
I don't even remember you doing that.
So she just got sick of it. But yeah, I haven't had a relationship more than 3 months. But let's get back to where I was at.
So you had no relationship for fucking 8 years now. 7 years.
7, but I haven't had one lasting more than 3 months. But anyway, I just want to go back to the topic, is that this girl was causing extra stress. So I thought by blocking her it would help, but it seems like things are still getting worse. I mean, mood-wise, I'm all right, but I've noticed I've been getting more lethargic, more lazy, and it may be the fact that I am in such routine where I really chilled out, whether it's like I said, the associations with music, the way I use my phone at night, maybe the way I have a tendency to lay with the dogs. That's another thing, association with pets. I feel that contributes to it.
I think you need to describe the association thing about that dog Pavlov.
So I don't know, Kyle. I don't think Kyle ever heard of the Pavlov, because I told him about the Pavlov experience with this. About this, I believe he's Russian, but he wanted to see if he could train a dog to salivate with food by ringing or dinging a bell. And it seems that after training the dog to or ringing the bell and training the dog to eat food with the bell ringing, in the end, the dog would end up salivating on just the bell alone without being presented food. So I feel like this in a way associates with me, as I've learned to associate maybe some type of behavior or thought process that maybe is contributing to the way I feel right now. And I'm trying to analyze this as thoroughly and logically as possible, which I believe maybe down the road, going from Latuda to Caplyta has caused me to have issues with sleeping in general, which I would get less. I mean, today I did get 10 or 11, but still, the sensory issues was horrible. Yesterday was fine, but the day before was even worse. So I'm at a point where I just contacted my psychiatrist, asking him about what's going on. My sister believes that this could be a migraine. My mom does too. I told her I don't have a headache, but they believe that any sensory issues or maybe issues with light or sounds is actually contributing to either a seizure or migraine. My sister actually takes meds, and what sucks is I'm very, very pragmatic when it comes to fitness. I'm always there 2.5 to 3 hours, so it kind of sucks that based on her opinions that it caused her to gain weight. I mean, therefore she doesn't work out as heavily as me or hardly at all, but still it kind of disappointing that I may have to try another medication to kind of deal with the sensory issues. Like right now I just feel kind of overwhelmed with it. So I honestly I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna put my glasses on to make things more comfortable. I usually just do it to just pretty much so you can see my eyes on video. But is there anything you want to ask?
You asked me. Is sensory overload issues common with bipolar? Because I thought that was more of a autistic thing, though.
Well, the thing is
I've been around a lot.
Ever since 2009, 2012, I've actually looked up and researched things on bipolar and sensory processing issues. And according to some research, I don't know if it's true or not, that people with certain bipolar components, their brain operates differently, and that can actually maybe alleviate or exacerbate problems with the senses, and whether it's light, sounds, I feel like that could be tied to it. And
I'm usually more sensitive to actually sounds, but then when I get really truly stressed, I tend to get paranoid. I was actually getting a little paranoid last week. So that's kind of stress for some reason.
I wasn't paranoid.
You don't have paranoia, but
I do feel pretty exhausted right now. Therefore, I would work 2.5 to 3 hours, but that doesn't matter because I was like this debate before. I just feel kind of weak and tired, and people are gonna bitch to me. Hey, it's your diet. Well, I've been at this weight for a good 4 or 5 months, and I was fine back then, and I was fine as recently as just because of how thin people believe we are.
No, you're not.
I was 123 point.
Mania's kid is really cut. I assume he's thin.
Well, I'm just saying people in general might think that we're too thin. I mean, Baby Ruth thought actually I was too thin, but
I don't think that relates to it.
But anyway, Kyle doesn't think diet plays to it, but I don't know.
What were you saying in the video before that you're ranting about that got a lot of views? Or did you discuss the same thing?
It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, it had to do with music and you getting frustrated, me getting frustrated, and simply not doing music videos anymore because...
Oh, this is the catch, guys. Like I was telling my brother, I feel like now it's ever become even more important trying to get the views, because to make an income, yeah, we do these chores for our dad, but in the end, it's the money's still going to go back to us, but it's not making any profits. And in my mind, I don't know if it's going to be sustainable. So that's why I've been trying really hard on these videos, even though we've been doing it for the past 15 years. I don't know if it means if I just have to do a regular job, because the holiday Easter video we loaded in Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, I say you guys should take a look at it. It's really, really good. I'm proud of it, but it was really painful for me to edit. And sometimes I get really frustrated when my brother's kind of just off in La La Land and can't really seem to focus on anything. But right now I know for a fact he's not doing as well. So it does take some care and grace in his regard. In the end, we still made a great video. I would like him to maybe help me more with other videos, but in the end, he has to do is be his own motivator and figure out what other goals he has. I mean, the last video we did was on writing a journal. Have you written any goals, new ones so far from then? I cut off the music video. I cut off those piano videos. I did a bit of Korean adoptee stuff. What about you?
Maybe the Servitude video, compose a new song, compose new lyrics, upload a Beyond Bipolar blog video.
So you have been productive, I guess.
Work on more video but
the thing is, Dad does a lot for Dad, and it kind of sucks because I do feel bad because, again, I'm the one dating. I'm lucky to actually go off and about, but it's really difficult. Like, we had trees that were like poured down, and like a Resident Evil 4 remake, we had to like cut everything out, and there's no way my brother could have done it himself. I mean, he could, but it would take way times longer. So I do have responsibilities at home. The thing is, I don't even know if even if Travis did get a girlfriend, I don't know how the hell you'd be able to leave the house, or him and I will have to just switch off because Dad requires a lot of his time from us.
I actually beginning to think
my brother's been pretty happy, I guess, about the lifestyle, but in the end, Dad will die, and I don't know what will happen. We don't even know. I don't even know if Travis will survive. I'm pretty sure I will. I still won't say I'd be totally happy, but you never know what's to come, and that's why I've been trying so hard to work hard so I can make the income my way. I mean, I always could just get a regular job, which I've been debating, but like I always been bitching about, I could lose my disability and my insurance, which has been my fear, because otherwise I go big or go broke. I can't just do a part-time gig, which I would prefer. I mean, I saw a test scoring gig that was 20 hours per week, and I would be okay with that. But the thing is, I'm kind of locked in on this lower income thing, which kind of sucks ass, and honestly hasn't made me totally happy. Again, I don't know if I have to just jump all the whole ship. My girlfriend doesn't want me to do it. I don't know if my dad really wants me to, but I know he probably wants us to make some sort of security money in the future. But I guess I realize I do value money, but just in my way. I hope I don't have to sacrifice my health for it, but I also have been fighting with this extreme dissatisfaction, what comes and goes. My really life goal is I like to just be free, do whatever the fuck I want, and I don't know if I'll ever get there, but so what I decided is I'm just gonna buy views. It's kind of cheating, but in the end, I guess I don't care, because at least it makes all that hard work worth it somewhat in a way. So I don't know if we'll still do music videos in the future. I still got to get a lot of CAD stuff done. I really think what's going to go somewhere is server comp. And like Travis Beyond Bipolar blog, that's going somewhere, because we actually do get a substantial amount of views. He has more subscribers than me.
I'm close to 2,000 watch hours.
I mean, all we do is just like rant or bitch, but I don't know what your opinion on that.
I hate to say it, like maybe like a third of my subscribers was due to my fitness videos, so
that still work.
I don't know, thanks to like almost 1,500 subscribers. I don't know, we'll see. But
we're gonna go watch a movie. I think he forgot his glasses, so
that's right.
I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do there.
I'm actually really, really tired right now, so I'm beginning to think it is low mood, and that's
but Travis is saying that he's not having suicidality, which is weird. And he says he's not depressed, but low mood, so I'm kind of confused by that.
Low energy, I guess.
But you're not depressed?
No, not really. Just really tired. But anyway, anything else?
Not sure, unless there's any other things that you want to point out about your sensory overload issues and whether you think it could be autism or not.
Well, just stay tuned, see what happens with my psychiatrist. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell button for future videos. Thank you. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. Annyeonghaseyo. Hello. This is Travis and Kyle. We are both artists, and we focus on hyper-realistic drawings, acrylic work, airbrush work.
I also wanted to mention that we actually have our own channel as well. Our channel is Korean Adoptee Stories, and we interview a lot of adoptees. We found that with adoption, there's quite a few adoptees that struggled, unfortunately, and did not have the best kind of life, and a lot of them had mental health issues. We felt like it was important because we kind of struggle with that.